awesome, and there's too many words to say about her. My co-host, my bestie, Tabitha Thiede is with me. She's going to be
Hello.
my Hi, she's going to be my co-host for however long we're going to be doing this. So hopefully all season and the next season and the season after that. So tell us, because most of the viewers don't know about you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, what exactly are you wanting to know?
Well, let's dive into secrets.
Hmm.
Where are you from? You
Oh,
know,
I'm from Ohio. I'm 33. I have a bunch of critters. Nothing really exciting. I'm kind of boring, actually.
yeah, well, aren't we all a little boring?
Yeah,
Just
I'm the
saying.
boring of the two.
Yeah, kind of. You are.
Yeah,
You are the Daria to my Jane.
exactly.
So most of the time, if people don't know what this podcast is about, if you didn't catch it last season, we're basically all about geeky shit. So
Yeah,
anything geeky, that means horror related, sci-fi related, comic book related. We're gonna cover them all. You know, anything that the geek realm finds interesting, we are going to try to have a show about it.
I'm thinking a show on sex robots.
Ah, hmm. The next generation.
Yes, ma'am.
Just saying.
Yeah,
You
could
can't
be.
have a small one when they're already made.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. So, tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about a little bit of a hard subject. It's a little dark. It's affecting millions of people and millions upon millions of families every year. It's affected both of us personally, so I wanted to talk about it. And it's about addiction. Addiction to drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, whatever your addiction is, we're going to be talking about it. So Tabby, because she's so wonderful and awesome, and she did some legwork for me, has the statistics on different OD cases nationally and whatnot. Can you indulge us on that?
Sure. So in the US, 43,982 people die every year from an overdose, which makes that an average of 120 deaths per day. Drug overdose is the leading cause of accidental death in the US, with 52,404 lethal overdoses in 2015. 4 in 5 new heroin users started out by misusing prescription painkillers. Now, this is interesting. Women are more likely to have chronic pain and be prescribed pain relievers, be given higher doses and used for longer, so they are more likely to become addicted more often and more quickly than men. And according to the CDC, in 2015, the states with the highest rates of death due to drug overdose were West Virginia, New Hampshire, Kentucky, Ohio, and Rhode Island. And since
Wow.
I'm in Ohio, I know all about this opioid epidemic and how hard it is to get pain medications.
Right. Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of deaths.
Now, one thing that they're using to combat this epidemic and try to save lives is Narcan.
Right.
So, so basically, what it does is they give you a shot, kind of like Pulp Fiction. They give you a shot in the heart, and it, gives you an incredible amount of adrenaline, and it helps you restart your heart. and gets you
Yeah,
going
it
again.
blocks the effects of the opioids and reverses your overdose.
Right. So
So, yeah. So it blocks the opioid from the receptors in your brain.
now, basically, that's a really good thing. It should be a really good thing. It should be something that people are being, their lives are being saved. They should be happy about it.
Yes.
From what I'm hearing, though, it's taking a long time. It's taking multiple doses to bring people back now. And it's not.
And not only that, there are people who are using it as a crutch in order to keep getting high.
Yeah.
Because they know there's Narcan and they can keep coming back and getting high and keep coming back and getting high because their life is going to be saved. So is it really helping is the question.
I guess it would depend on how many lives are saved as opposed to how many lives it causes problems for. And I'm sure the medical community could probably say it saves more lives than it's harming.
Yeah, maybe. I'd be interested to see the long-term studies on that.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
how many people actually go on for a successful recovery versus how many people go back to using
Right.
after having been Narcan used on them.
Now, once you decide to quit heroin, it's not so easy. So most people, now me included, I did something unconventional and I just stopped cold turkey. That's really hard to do. I wouldn't recommend it. I was really, really sick for 2 weeks. It sucks. But I got through it. Don't want it anymore. But most people go the Suboxone or methadone clinic route. Now, what are your views on that?
I don't agree with that at all because as a person like me, like who is a coke addict, and I went off cold turkey, they don't give drugs like that to coke addicts or alcoholics or people who've used pain meds. So why should they be handed a crutch to get off their drug? Why can't they just go off like everybody else? And then you're just basically giving them a legal version of the drug, and I just don't agree with spending our money on giving them a high. Just
Right.
doesn't make any sense to me. They should have to quit and give up like everybody else.
Now, oh, I wrote it down. Huh. Okay, so I talked to my therapist who has a pretty educated knowledge on substance abuse and all that stuff. And she says her views on methadone and Suboxone clinics are that, and I'm not saying you're wrong or anything like this. This is just what she's saying. She said, done properly by supplementing treatment with mental health support, including therapy and medication management, is the way to go. That's usually how people taper off their drug and get over their addiction. But most people are just going to use that as a reason to get high every day. They might not have to chase the drug. They might not have to go their whole life with um, chasing it the high anymore, but they're not getting any better.
Right.
So is it really effective? How many, I want to, and I know we don't have statistics on that. It would be curious to know how many lives and how many people stay sober from methadone clinics and Suboxone clinics as opposed to just getting back on heroin.
Well, remember I told you of a friend who took some Suboxone, what was it, a few weeks ago, just to get high? And she was so sick from it.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean, they
continue
do
to
that
stay
shit
off
on purpose, though.
Suboxone. Yeah.
I think that, you know, I think a part of it is how medical professionals treat addiction.
Very
So,
true.
so are we going to treat the physical withdrawal symptoms, the physical symptoms to make the person feel more comfortable? Or are we actually going to address the underlying issues? Are
Well,
we
they
going
could
to
go
get
the route they do for alcoholics, which is give you something that if you use that drug, it makes you violently ill.
right?
There's that
But
route.
on the same sense, even if it makes you violently ill, is it really going to treat the underlying issues of why you drink in the first place?
Probably not. I mean, I
Yeah.
agree that the mental health stuff definitely needs to be taken care of in conjunction with the addiction, for sure.
Right. I agree too, because we're all addicts and we're all alcoholics for a reason. We're
Yeah,
all doing this because we're hurt inside. There's
definitely.
problems that we need to address and get over with. Like,
Right.
and and not addressing those issues is just it's pretty much just a catalyst to go out and use again.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Now, there's prolonged drug use on the body. There's so many things that happen to your body. They collapse your veins. They wear out your heart. They wear out your liver. They wear out your kidneys. Um, it's not healthy for you. They rot your teeth. They make your hair fall out. They make you lose weight. And I kind of wonder, even when I was using hardcore, I was shooting 2 grams of coke a day, man. Like, I went hard. I went hard or I went home. Like, there was no middle line with me, and I didn't realize how much effect on the body that I have.
Oh, yeah. I was snorting an 8 ball a night, and I was a size 3. I weighed like 100 pounds. So it definitely had an effect.
Yeah, and of course, if you do that, then your nose has holes in it, and
Yeah.
then you have to have a deviated septum surgery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. That stuff's not worth it.
Now, looking back on it, it's definitely not. It's like I wish I'd never even started.
And the difference too is also the way that you use it. You can ingest it, you can smoke it, you can snort it, and you can shoot it. And
Yeah.
I honestly will say from experience, once you shoot it, there is no going back to any other drug. You don't
Yeah.
want to. There's no other way that you want to get high. That is it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And it
never got
sucks.
into needle drugs. They have a hard enough time finding a vein to draw blood. I just never wasn't my thing.
Yeah, well,
I'm too vain for such a thing.
ha, I see what you did there.
Shit, only you would find that funny.
Because I'm a dork like you.
Yes, I know.
So basically, I think that, I'm not condoning drug use. This podcast is not saying, oh, look at all the cool things that can happen if you get high. No.
Right.
Don't start shooting.
No.
Just don't. I will never shoot you up. I will never condone it, because once you do that, it's the devil's blood and it will never come back. You will never come back
No.
from that.
No, you won't. And you'll be horrible to the people around you. That's just a fact. And you might be able to say, oh, no, I won't. I never will be. Yes, you will. You will lie, cheat, and steal and do whatever it takes.
And you are a perfect example of that.
True. Very true. But,
But there are ways to get better. There are ways to make to not be able to use again. You don't have to be that way. You don't have to destroy your whole life. You don't have to be you know, a sad country song. Like, you can make yourself better. So there are recovery programs out there. You know, a lot of people do the 12 steps and it really works for them. And because of the traditions of the 12 steps, I can't get into it. But basically, just check it out. There's lots of meetings all over the place. If you want to know what it's about, go see it. There's places like Recovery for Life that are based off the 12 steps, but are a little different, not so godly. Um, there's, you know, psychological ways to deal with it. Like, they're doing it more scientifically than godly now. I mean, there's of course, like, you know, Passages Malibu. Oh, that
Yeah.
guy already overdosed. Fuck him.
Most
Like,
people can't afford that, though. That's
yeah,
one of
right.
those fancy places.
Yeah, like the Betty Ford Clinic.
Right.
Sorry, I need a drink of water. So, I mean, basically, now, statistically speaking, the 12-step process has been around since the beginning of the 30s. And I will say that it has the most success rate of um, long-term sobriety. So you can't just knock it. You have to take a little consideration. Why does this work? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's obviously works if it's been around for that long, you know?
I agree. One of the people that I have met in my little journey, he says something profound to me because as an addict, your family triggers you, whether you have a good relationship, bad relationship, whatever. And he said people tend to categorize family members into different roles, even when sorry, it fell off my lap. Even when addicts and alcoholics try to better themselves, family members seem to want them to go back into the role as addict, fuck up, scapegoat. It seems to be easier for those family members um, to project their own flaws and defects in character on the addict or alcoholic than to take ownership of their own issues, thus making the addict alcoholic blame themselves, igniting remorse and guilt, which may trigger them to use again. Which is absolutely true.
Oh,
People
it
want
is.
you to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
They want
That's for
somebody to
damn sure.
blame because they don't want to blame themselves for anything they're doing wrong, and it's easier to blame somebody else who's already fucking up.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Easier. Hey, look at what Tori's doing, or look at what Tabby's doing. So easy. I'm that person in my family.
Oh yeah,
For
I'm not.
sure.
Ugh. Sorry, too short of cord. Ugh. All right. I mean, yeah, no, I'm that person in my family too. But
Yeah.
and you have to wonder what causes addiction. You know, like what really causes addiction? What brings some people to be able to drink one or two beers and go home and be fine? And what causes that another person, even from the same family, to have to kill the case?
I think part of it's genetic. I mean, if you're like, my dad's an alcoholic, but my mom can drink and she can get a buzz and stop drinking. But I'm either one of two things. I'm either a binge drinker or I'm not drinking at all. So I got to be careful because I can get to the point of alcoholism if I'm not careful.
No, let me stop you for a second. What is your definition of alcoholism?
Well, my like alcoholism is like my dad. You have to be wasted every day in order to function. I mean, he's like bad where he lives under bridges and panhandles. He's so bad of an alcoholic, but I mean, pours vodka on his cereal. Bad. So
Do
that's
you
my
realize, according to main resources, that is a type of alcoholic, but that doesn't define all alcoholics.
No, I'm aware of that for sure, but
Okay.
I
Like,
mean, there are alcoholics who go to work every day and pay their bills, and
but they don't
you know,
have to drink every day. They
true.
don't. There could be binge drinkers that go months without drinking, and then it's the definition of an alcoholic is whenever your life you've destroyed what you loved. You can't maintain what you've earned, and you lose it because of a disease.
Yeah, I've never gotten that bad with
Which is good.
alcohol for sure.
Which is really good.
But there's the potential for it. So I try not to let myself get that way. Like if I think I'm getting to the point where I'm drinking too much, I have to stop myself, step back, because it
Right.
does have potential for that to happen.
Right.
Because I know I have an addictive personality. I smoke cigarettes. That's an addiction right there.
Oh, how dare you, ma'am?
Oh, yeah. We all know I smoke the weed, so.
The weed.
Yeah, the weed. We all know I smoke the weed, so. But yeah, so the
Well,
potential is there.
now, honestly, we've covered everything that we made little notes on.
Yeah,
Well, then,
I think so.
that's kind of what happens when you make notes. You always go over it. So,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about your story?
Well, what do you want to know?
Everything.
Well, what's
How you
everything?
became an addict. And not
Mostly,
like, oh,
mostly just because I like to party and I was a hooligan.
right.
And I just like the feeling of getting high. Like I used to take ecstasy. I remember taking ecstasy one time with this kid from this rich neighborhood, and his name was Steve Rosenberg. And if he's listening, I am so sorry that I took your virginity. But anyways,
No, you're not. You're not sorry.
ecstasy, and I smoked a whole pack of Newports in one night because because of the mouth thing, It was crazy. And we went on a bender for like a week, and we broke in houses and we stole pills. And we smashed them all up and we snorted them. I don't even know. We were so messed up. We got into a car accident and ended up getting arrested and thrown in the drunk tank so we could sleep it off. It was awful. And that's kind of how it started. And then just I would do whatever drug basically that was thrown at me. And then it just kind of progressed. And then I got to doing coke and I loved it. And I would do, since I was selling it, I would do an 8-ball a night. And I did that for almost 10 years. And then I ended up with a heart problem, so I had to quit.
Yeah, sorry.
And
I'm
that's pretty
telling V that your exorcism on your laptop is good.
That my what?
Exorcism on your laptop is good because I told her, I was like, she's having computer issues.
Oh. Is V listening tonight?
Right.
Hi, V.
Hi, V. We miss you. All
Yes, we miss you.
right. Sorry. I'm back. Sorry, guys. Technical
We got sidetracked.
difficulties. Well, I'm not downplaying your drug usage at all. I was a hooligan whenever I was a teenager. I did a lot of bad shit. I drank and drank and drank whenever I was 16. I went to bars. I was doing karaoke. Everybody thought I was older.
I did all that stuff too.
Yeah, it was great time. And I smoked weed for a long time. a long time. I grew copious amounts of it, and that's
Yeah,
all I
I'm not giving it up
and
ever.
I went to you know, I drank a lot, and I always knew I had a problem. I always knew that I was a binge drinker, blah blah blah. I just didn't care. Went to college, drank a little bit more, smoked a little bit more weed, and then when I got kicked out, my ex kicked me out. I was just like, fuck it. I have freedom, man. I have freedom to be who I want to be, and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. Now, I had kids, but I only had them on the weekends. So
Yeah.
during the week, I got to do whatever the hell I wanted to do, which meant do as many drugs as possible. Now, I really didn't do any hard drugs until my parents died.
Yeah, I
When my
remember
mom
the
died,
downward spiral.
yeah, when my mom died, I got into heroin and it kind of just disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, you
And,
did kind of just fail and disappear on us.
and I was too focused on getting that next fix so I wasn't sick. And then all of a sudden I was, oh, well, I need to, I don't want any kind of substance to control me the way that heroin did. I never wanted to be that sick again. I never wanted that control. I never wanted some drug to tell me I needed to do things I didn't want to do to get it. So I stopped it, but I just traded one evil for the other and I started shooting a bunch of coke. Then I
Yep.
got locked up for 6 months because honestly, on that path, you're either going to get locked up or you're going to die or you're going to get into a mental institution. There's nothing else that's going to happen to you. I was lucky I went to jail, straightened my shit out,
Yep.
and I'm here today to talk to you about it. I mean, there's so much more stuff. I'm just giving you the basic picture of
The
what happened.
highlights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, it is possible to live a sober life. Partying is fucking fun. And I would lie to you if I said I didn't want to do coke.
Oh,
Can I
yeah.
do coke? No, can't do it.
I definitely would love to do it, but I don't because I know I can't. So,
Hmm.
I mean, if you put a rail in front of me right now, I'd probably be like, oh, I'm going to snort that. So, people don't do it. It's also has to do with the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's how uh that's how people get caught up in it. But
Hmm.
there's hope. There's recovery centers, there's places, there's a lot of people that really want to help you. And it's not easy. Staying sober sucks. Being put on mental medication sucks. Seeing therapists, going through all the shit that you went through, it sucks. It sucks, it sucks, it sucks. But in order to be a better person, in order to grow, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And no matter what you want, you think you're probably like, oh, I don't need that. I'm fine drinking a beer. I see what she's saying, but I'll never be that person until you crash your car into a 3-year-old and get fucking arrested for manslaughter. Like these things happen, and it's lucky that it didn't happen to me.
Yep.
I'm very
You got
lucky
very
person.
lucky.
I see Kente. Is
I
he
see
waving us
Kinte
off?
too.
How you ladies doing?
Good. What's
Good.
up, bro?
I just popped in because I've been really enjoying this dialogue you guys are having, and first of all I want to give you guys kudos for being so honest and sharing your experiences, because for those who may not be able to relate because they haven't gone through that, it definitely gives insight to the mindset of what's going on. And I want to thank you. I've been very much enjoying your conversation. If you don't mind, I just would like to ask you ladies a question. If you
Sure,
don't mind.
absolutely.
Okay, so the question I have is, um, do you find that you're more prone to addiction based on the people that you're around more so than, like, if you're around people who maybe don't do drugs more, or maybe if you're dating someone who doesn't, are you less likely to fall to your addiction, or are you more likely to fall into addiction when you're around a certain kind of element?
Oh, I most definitely am more likely to do something I shouldn't be if I'm around people who are doing it. So it's
Yeah.
definitely the people you surround yourself with. If you're trying to recover, you should not be around anybody that does drugs or that you used to hang out with, because they're going to mess with your mind and you're going to go right back to doing the same shit you were doing. It is
Yeah.
inevitable. So
The
you are just
biggest
better
thing,
off dumping those people and moving on.
the biggest thing that people say whenever you start recovery, they say change your people, places, and things.
Yep.
Change where you go, change who you hang out with, and change what you're doing.
Yep.
Because if you start doing what you want to do, who you hung out with, you're going to go right back into what you were doing.
Yep. Absolutely.
What about when it comes to people you're dating or in a relationship with?
Well,
Well,
my guy still every once in a while snorts some coke, and we argue about it sometimes, but as long as he doesn't do it in front of me, we're okay. But that's just us. Now, I don't know if it's that way for everybody. It's kind of, up to you and your relationship, like if you can handle it or not.
I think it's also a big part of how far you are in your own recovery.
That's
How
true too.
how
Because I'm several years in too. I quit, and I'm 33 now. I quit when I was 30, so I'm 3 years in.
right. Yep.
So
And if you're
Tori's just
fresh off, you're
starting.
30 days in, there's no way you can take a rail to sitting in front of you and not do it.
Right, right. I may want to really, really bad, but I'm to the point now, I think, where I could have it in front of me and I'd probably not, just because I know it would affect me in a certain way.
Yep. And I think that people need support to recover. They need a support system. They need people that care about them, regardless if they're, healthcare workers, family, friends, whoever it may be. You may feel really, really alone right now, and you might feel like nobody knows your story and no one understands you. I do. I get it. I've been there. I've completely felt hopeless. I've completely felt like I didn't deserve to live and everybody fucking hated me. I've been there and I get it. And there is hope for you. There's hope for me. There's definitely hope for me. And I'm sure that once you get to that point where you feel like you're ready to stop, because no one can help you until you're ready. When you're ready, there's going to be a whole support system that is going to help you get back to where you need to be.
Yeah, and hang on to those friends and family who write you letters and come to visit you and call you and are in your corner when you're at your worst. Because those are the people who are going to be your support system.
Yep.
Even if they're Facebook friends, keep everybody that's in your network that's supportive of you close by, because those are the people you're going to need.
Yes, absolutely. Because you can't recover on your own. It's impossible.
Now, I have one last question. I'll let you guys get back to it. I was wondering, so now that you guys have some time now, since you guys been heavy into the drug use, what are some steps that you do on a daily basis to keep you guys from falling back into bad habits? Is it a daily process? Is it something that, like, I was just wondering, what is the thing that keeps you back to those old habits?
I'm gonna let Tabby go first on that one.
Well, for me, it's just I don't want to go back there. That's stuff that's in my past. I don't live there anymore, so I don't want to be there anymore. And if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I gained 20 pounds, I really want to start doing coke again and lose weight, I got to tell myself, well, if you do that, you're going to end up in the hospital with a pacemaker. And that's what drives me, is the consequences of my actions now. I'm not 20 and I'm not invincible, and I have to remember those things. And then I have people who count on me for stuff. I have a mom and that lives with me, and I have a man, and I have dogs, and there's just responsibility, and I can't be a drugged up fool anymore. It's just simple as
Right.
that. Time to be an adult.
Yep, me too. I mean, I want to say that the consequences of my actions, I did 6 months in jail for possession. I have thousands of dollars worth of fines. All my friends have had DUIs. It's not worth it. I mean, I lost my parents and I was in active addiction and I didn't get to tell them how much I loved them. Like, there are so many things that I want to change that I know I can't. And it sucks.
And we both
I
have
fucked
kids
up.
too. So that's another reason
Yep.
that we can't act stupid. You know, we have
Yep.
kids looking at us as role models.
I completely fucked up my life. I'm not going to lie. I'm working on getting back together. I'm trying to be the person that I wanted to be. I'm trying to do the best I can. It is a hard struggle every day. Life's not easy. If you're sober, if you're fucked up, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is that's not the way to go. Do you want to die? A friend of mine just died on Saturday. Drug overdose. Boom, gone. I've had 4 friends die in the last year. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to deal with that. I want to make sure that what I do is healthy and productive. So what I do is, I will write, I will draw, I will go for a walk, I go to meetings, I go to therapy sessions, I see a psychiatrist, and put on medication. Like, I'm doing what I need to do to take care of myself. And that's what you have to do whenever you want to be sober. Sobriety needs to come number one, no matter what. No matter what. But I guess on that note, got a little serious there. Normally, I'm gonna lay it all out there. We're a pretty fun bunch. We're not gonna be so serious all the time, but this is a very serious
We're not
subject.
misery chicks all the time.
Well, I don't know about Tabby, but
Yeah, I am, but
but I just wanted to touch on a subject that was very, very close to me. It's affected so many people and so many families and so many situations where people didn't know what to do. If you have a family member that you think that has a problem, please try your best to get them help. Have an intervention, talk to a psychiatrist about it. They're not going to help themselves until they're ready to. So don't push them on rock bottom. Either they are or they aren't. You can't control that. All you can do is love them. And that's all I have to say about that, because it's really, really hard to deal with people like us. We're unpredictable. We don't know what we're. In a whim, we could go get a 6-pack. You know what I mean? So please, 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 just keep loving them and make sure that they know they matter. Because if they don't, that's what leads to more bad things. But on a brighter note, there's silver linings to this podcast. Next week, we're going to cover ultimate gaming, getting back to our geeky subject of our podcast. And
Yes.
I'm going to try to find somebody who does this ultimate gaming tournaments, and is it like the new sports in 10 years? Is football really going to exist, or is it going to be played all online? So I'm going to delve into that with Tabby. And I hope you tune in because it should be pretty fun. I mean, we have so many fun things coming up. We're going to go into the survivalist, prepping, all that stuff, paranormal stuff. Do you believe? Horror movies, like what are your horror movie rules? All sorts of really fun stuff. And I'm sure that you guys would love to hear from us. And I really hope to hear from you. If you have any feedback or whatever, please email us or get a hold of us on Facebook. My name is Tori Rush, TORYRUSH. Our Facebook group is called The Infectious Walking Dead, and let me tell you, it's pretty badass. So if you are a pussy, it is not the group for you.
No.
Just warning you. But but honestly, we have a lot of fun and shenanigans, and it's like a giant family. So we keep ourselves entertained in the off season. Absolutely.
Yes, we do.
So Tabby, tell us how to get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me on Instagram at the Governess of Infectious. You can catch me in the Infectious Walking Dead, as Tori mentioned. I have a Twitter, but I can't remember what it is, so I'll have to get back to you guys on that one. And that's pretty much how to get a hold of me.
Oh, what about your little partner group?
Oh, yes, my partner group is the Walking Dead Rise of the Wolf Pack.
Yes. And we also are sister groups to a spoiler group. So if
we have a spoiler page, the Infectious Negan's Apocalypse, and our group, our friendly group, Negan's Apocalypse, which is run by the spoiler guru Jerry Fordyce.
And also,
so that should be checked out.
Yes. And also, don't forget that Fear of the Walking Dead's coming on, and we're going to be co-hosting that. So, yay!
Yay!
So yeah, please tune in next week and catch us on another fantastic episode of the Infectious Geek. And we will talk to you next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.